Hello everyone, VJose42 back here in time for another review. Today I'm not doing a vintage deck, but I'm doing a vintage looking deck. This is that deck. This is the Highlanders. It's based on a deck from 1864, I believe, something like that. We'll figure it out in a minute. As you can see, the top says Highlanders. The bottom says L.I. Cohen, New York. And then in the background you see I don't know, Victorian or French type guy, and he's got a couple of tax stamps over his face with George Washington, I believe it is, on it, and it says 1 cent, and there's a signature with a date 1864 on it. I believe it's 1864. Whoops. You can kind of see what I'm seeing. On one side, yeah, there you go, 1864 poker deck, and it says US Games Systems Inc. with the little logo. On the other side it says a reproduction of a Civil War era poker deck with full-length single-ended chord figures. Decks used during the Civil War did not have corner indices, as it says. Whoops, there you go, you can see that reproduction of Civil War deck. Blah, blah. The top says 1864 poker deck, printed in the USA, US Game Systems Inc., Stamford, Connecticut. That's that. On the bottom, barcodes. The back, you see the exact crap. I'm having a bad day today. I keep dropping the decks. Did that in my last review too. On the back, you see a jack of diamonds, and look, he's got legs. He's got legs. He knows how to use them. Actually, it's C, but whatever. And it says visit our website, usgamesinc.com, and it's got a little trademark thing here on the side as well. Nothing on the flaps. What you'll notice about the cards, whoops, is they're not white. They are the same color as the box, which is an ivory type color. Now, I was a little bit surprised when I opened these up, because I had seen reviews on these by Sack Productions 101, one of her very early reviews, and somebody else, and they did not handle very well. They didn't dribble very well. They didn't fan very well. Then I fanned mine, and it was like, holy freaking crap. I didn't know you could get this kind of quality from a US Games company deck. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that. And it looks very nice when you fan it out. And yes, it does dribble and all that other, oops, cool stuff. I should be looking at the cards, not at the video. There you go. And at first it was fanning very nicely, and then I played around with it a little bit, and it started to clump a little bit, but then I broke it in a little bit more, and it started fanning again. It's amazing. I can't believe it. I was not expecting this. When I ordered it, I was expecting it to be like, okay, kind of crappy, and you know, cool, but crappy. I was expecting it to be kind of like the starter deck that I had. I forget what's called. It's vintage type as well, that I got from Cardsork. It was terrible handling. It was cool, but it was terrible handling. But I'm pleasantly surprised. Anyways, let's get into the deck a little bit more. You do get a couple of cards and information on early American playing cards. And apparently there was a lot of prohibition of card gaming in the colonies, even though it was popular. It says that 1842 Louis I. Cohen, stationed there in New York City, printed his first deck of playing cards. And then he became pretty successful. He had to move to a bigger building. Then he invented, the reason why I like this deck is it's got so much history to it. It says he invented a machine which revolutionized the entire industry. A machine that allowed 4 colors to be printed on a card in one impression. That's right, the man created colored playing cards. And he had a secret new process, and he achieved dominance in the market and outdistanced all of his competitors. And then in 1854 he retired. His son took over, and his nephew, John Lawrence. And then, oops, the company continued under the L.I. Cohen name until his son died in 1860, and it changed to Lawrence Cohen and Company, and 1864 to Lawrence and Cohen. Eventually, Lawrence and Cohen consolidated with the firms of 2 other relatives, Samuel Hart of Philadelphia, that might be a familiar name to you, Samuel Hart, and John Levy of New York City to form the New York Consolidated Card Company, predecessors to the United States Playing Card Company. So much history in this deck of cards and in this guide. It was advertised as having an ivory surfaced finish and continued to be sold during the 1860s. This is all from the Encyclopedia of American Playing Cards. Sounds like a cool book. But anyways, it talks about the stack. This is the original Ace of Spades. It's pretty cool, as it mentions on there. And you can see there's a bunch of stars on top with an eagle. And it says ivory surfaced on this little ribbon that the eagle is holding. And then there's a spade pip with stars and stripes and just flowers around this. More vegetation around there. And it says L.I. Cohen. That was the original Ace of Spades. They decided to include that. I apologize, my camera memory card was full. They decided to include the Ace of Spades just for the hell of it, just because they wanted to, but they did actually create another one specifically for the deck to make it better for poker, I guess. As you can see, vintage pips, no indices as per information. It'd make it a little bit harder to do a poker peek in the poker, but I don't know, what card do I have? Well, I can't freaking tell. As you can see, the pips, they look like they're hand drawn. Look like they're missing a little bit. This one looks like it's missing just a little bit, but whatever, it is what it is. It's not bad. Court cards, very vintage. Again, look, hand colored, hand drawn. Just one pip. You can see imperfections. They're not perfect like today's days. Especially this one's got a lot of imperfections on it. They're pretty cool. I like them. And you'll see there's no jokers or anything like that. I guess it's pre-joker. By the way, the joker was invented by Americans. In case you're wondering who would invent such a useless card. No offense or anything like that, but it's kind of useless. Who uses jokers? Why the hell would you invent cards that nobody uses except for Magic? But anyways, your jacks, just like the one in the box, he's got legs. It's pretty interesting. And those boots, just like you see in the movies for like the 1700s. There's another jack. Here's your Ace of Spades that they created. It's just a spade pip. Whoop-de-doo. I kind of like the original one myself. It's so weird seeing court cards with legs. They're another one with imperfections. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was accidental or what, but I see that on a lot of the diamonds. So yeah, that's what you get. The back design. Flowers. And it is a one-way design. And there's even imperfections on this. You can see some lighter spots on this side, and this one darker in the center and on the edges. But it's kind of cool anyways, and it looks nice when you fan it, obviously. And to my surprise, it fans almost perfectly. I mean, it's starting to clump a little bit, but it's a far cry from what I've seen. Like, if you go check out Sack Productions 101, her Highlanders deck review, and there's another one on YouTube. Go search those, you'll see that their decks handle like absolute crap. They don't dribble, they don't fan very well, they're just really clumpy. And this one, so far, is amazing me. I am so happy with this one. And you can get these, they're a little bit hard to find. I got this one on turksupply.com. I think there's one on Amazon, a little bit more expensive, 15, 16 bucks or something. And I don't think they ship outside the States. And then another website, there's another website that sells these, but again, they don't ship outside the States, at least not to Canada, which is why I didn't go with them. Obviously, you fan them, you don't see a whole lot of indexes or anything like that because there is none. When you spread them or you fan them, it's a little bit hard to see anything. But like, this looks pretty cool. Anyways, that's my review of that deck. That's my vintage deck review for today. I'm real happy with it. I like it. And I'll see you next time.